Hi everybody and welcome to this fantastic Lifewave presentation all about the amazing patches and what they can do for us. Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. We're just going to take you through a presentation first of all, and then we're going to have a few testimonials, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the business side as well. So I'm going to start and I'm going to hand over to my lovely friend Val for the second part. My name's Jules, by the way. I've been using the patches for about 2 years now, nearly. And they have been life-changing for me. So they have given me so much energy. My sleep is so much better. My main problem really when I first started using them was that I had a lot of brain fog due to perimenopause. And now my mental clarity is amazing. It was literally 2 weeks in, like a light bulb moment, and I can't believe how clear and focused I feel ever since. So thank you, Lifewave, for that. Also, my eyesight has improved, my hair has got thicker, and I'm just generally feeling healthier than I've felt in a long, long time. And I feel, at the age of 51, I feel like I'm 31. So it's been absolutely incredible. And the results just keep coming, guys. They have helped so many people. And we'll hear a little bit about the testimonials and how they've helped people a little bit later on. So first of all, I'm going to start playing a little video. It's a little bit about phototherapy and how the patches work.
Light. An ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. Lifewave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each Lifewave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body, and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. Lifewave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. Lifewave. Live long. Live well.
Brilliant. I absolutely love that video. I've seen it so many times, but still it amazes me how these patches work in sync with our bodies. Anyway, so I have a question for you. Have you been patched yet? Have you tried the patches yourself? Have you felt the benefits? These elevate, activate, and regenerate your cells. If you haven't had a patch already, then get one on you and feel the benefits. So Lifewave is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. However, it's amazing how many coincidences happen along the way. And really, these have helped so many people with so many different ailments. And as I say, we'll hear a little bit more about people's stories later. So we can't do a presentation on Lifewave without talking about the guy behind the scenes, the CEO and the inventor of X39, David Schmidt. He has over 200 patents, which is absolutely incredible, and he's the main scientist and inventor, always working behind the scenes to help improve the products that we have already. And he specialises in age reversal. Now that is a thing, it's not anti-aging, it's actually age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research, which is a massive thing these days. And his recent patent, which was for X39, took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. So this is a little example of one of the patents here. Now, the clinical studies to support the patents can be found on the website www.thisitinfo.com. So head towards that because it's full of information. But these patents are amazing, and obviously they are awarded for 20 years. We've still got 15 years left on the X39 one. And it just shows that actually these patches do what they're supposed to do, but also that we have the protection of not having any competition out there for a few years. And it just says here, as an example, in some embodiments, as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. Well, just imagine with this patch how many people you can help with those different conditions. It's absolutely life-changing. So why is stem cells important? Well, they are able to make more cells like themselves, so they self-renew. And they can become other cells to do different things in a process known as differentiation. And they're needed for the maintenance of tissue as well as for repair after injury. So they're really important, basically. So why X39? Well, the fewer stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. Now, we're born with billions of stem cells when we're babies. But by the time we get to age 30, we've only got half of them active. And by the time we get to 60, they're practically dormant. So it's really important to get something to reactivate these cells. And hundreds of millions of people experience symptoms of aging. You never hear anyone say they wish they looked or felt older. Everyone wants to look and feel younger, and this is how to do it. So how does X39 work? Well, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. So basically it works with light. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to stand out in the sunlight for this. It actually works with our own light. So we actually emit an infrared light, and these patented nanocrystal technology patches actually reflect our own light back into our bodies to activate our copper peptides, which in turn reactivate our stem cells. They're totally non-transdermal, so nothing's going into the skin there, and there's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. Totally natural and totally non-invasive. And there are loads of benefits for X39. These are just some of the general ones that most people experience in the first few weeks. Increased strength, mental clarity, as I say, that was a big one for me. Reduced inflammation. Inflammation can be the cause of so much pain in the body. So, sometimes you have inflammation and don't even realize it. So this will really help with that. Also, restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improved stamina, improvement in sleep. And this can be like an improvement in the quality of your sleep. So you might think you're a really good sleeper, but you might still wake up feeling tired. So this really helps you wake up feeling really refreshed. And you have lots of energy and vitality. Most people experience this within the first few days even. And improved skin appearance. So people do start noticing that you're looking younger and more glowing. And you can achieve an optimal health, so a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. And here are the long-term results. So in the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Now, obviously you can't feel this, but this is what's happening inside your body. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes more balanced. So this is when you start noticing that you've got more mental clarity, more focus, more alert. And within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And we need collagen all around our body. Obviously, you do notice it in your skin as well. And this is when people will start saying, oh, you're looking much more glowing and younger. And then within 6 months, the heart reverses in age, which is incredible. And it's actually been clinically proven that it can reverse in age by up to 8 years. So that is unbelievable. And as David Schmidt said, the CEO, it's not anti-aging, it's actually age reversing, which is a big difference. So this is interesting. These are the results of a topography map from a 77-year-old woman. So this is her brain here. And in session 1, you can see there's lots of red there, and the red means inflammation. So there's loads of inflammation and a lack of brain coherence. Now, she's not wearing any X39 at this stage. But in session 2, she's been wearing them for 3 weeks. And you can see it's really different there. Much better, much more improvement, no more inflammation and improved brain coherence. And then in session 3, she's been wearing X39 for 6 weeks. And as you can see, it's a total turnaround. So much better brain coherence. You can't see any inflammation there. And it can be noted that when she came in, her brain was hyperactive. Her brain calmed down dramatically at the second visit after wearing X39 for 3 weeks. And her brain remained calm after wearing the patch for 6 weeks. I really love that because it really does show some amazing results. And we get results in all forms. So as you can see from this picture on the left of the screen, There's a lot of inflammation there in the back and the shoulders, which you can see from the redness there. So the before picture, there's loads of inflammation. As you can see afterwards, it's reduced dramatically, and that's just from wearing X39. Now, in the picture on the right, you can see a lady's hands here, the way she's had inflammation. She's put the X39 on for just 30 minutes, and you can see from the second picture how it's a dramatic difference already, and that's just after 30 minutes. So it just shows the power of these patches. And also it has been known to help with hair growth. So as you can see from these pictures, it really helps with people that are balding or with alopecia, for instance. And it helps men and women. Now, it doesn't happen to everybody, you know, everybody's body is different, but we've had some amazing results with hair growth. And not only that, it does actually start growing back in your younger colour. So whatever colour, if you've gone grey, you might start seeing your hair going darker, like as if when you were younger. So it's incredible. And even with myself, for instance, my hair's got thicker, so you do really notice this. And it's just all from those stem cells being reactivated. So absolutely incredible results. And it's not just the general public that are using these patches. Sportsmen and women around the world in all sports are using these patches. And these are not sponsored athletes, guys. These are people that choose to wear the patches to improve their performance. So Michael Phelps was actually wearing the energy enhancer when he won gold in Athens in 2004. And actually, our CEO was brought in front of the Olympic Committee because they thought it was actually a drug, an enhancing drug. So he had to prove that it was totally non-transdermal and non-stimulants or drugs. And obviously, Michael got to keep his gold at Athens. So that's absolutely incredible. But not only him, we have, as I say, sportsmen and women in all sports. Sean May, for instance, in the NBA, he wears energy enhancer. The lovely David Beckham, we all know him. He has been seen wearing energy enhancer as well. And then Lorenzo Salvadori, who's the superbike champion, he wears the X39 to help his focus and alertness. So, you know, all these sports people are getting great results from these patches. So how do we wear X39? Well, as you can see from the two pictures, there's two recommended places, either on the nape of the neck or 2 fingers underneath the belly button. Now, these are acupressure points, so these are the recommended points, and they were the points where the clinical trials were done from. However, you can actually wear them anywhere on the body because they are systemic, so they work systemically throughout your body. So you can, if you've got an area of particular pain or maybe some kind of irritation, then you can actually put it directly on that area, just not onto broken skin. So you wear them 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. So you throw the patch away, or you can use it on one of your pets, for instance, or maybe one of your children, because they do still have a few hours left in them, you know, once you've taken them off after 12 hours. So if you did want to put them on your dog, for instance, it does really help pets as well. And we've got a lot of people on this call tonight that can clarify that. So you can put more than one patch on at a time, but not 2 X39. So we do actually have supplementary patches which you can wear in combination with X39. And the most important thing is that you drink plenty of water when you're wearing the patches. So it's really important to stay hydrated so that these patches can be more effective. And to even boost them even more, if you can drink electrolytes every day, then that really does help the effectiveness of the patches. So David Schmidt advises that you use the patches for a minimum of 90 days. So a 90-day protocol for optimum results. And although that is a recommendation, we have seen results in weeks, days, even minutes or seconds. So everybody is different, obviously, and we're not all built in the same way. So the causes of certain conditions are always different. So the most common reason for the lack of response to these patches is dehydration. I talked about the importance of staying hydrated, so it really does make a difference. And lack of hydration will reduce the effectiveness of the patches. So it's really important to drink your water, but also add electrolytes as well, as I said before. So this is a fantastic website to go and do a little bit of research. It's thisisit.info.com. I mentioned it earlier, and it's full of information about the patches themselves, the science behind them, and loads of testimonials. I mean, there's information in there enough for a week. So yeah, get stuck into that, and obviously, you know, there's loads of information that will be really helpful to you. So X39 is sophisticated yet simple to explain, and we have testimonials on every ailment you can think of, and they are life-changing and emotional. And the best thing about X39 is it absolutely works. So I'm going to open up the floor now, and I'm going to ask kindly if anyone would like to share their story, just a 2-minute story, if we can have a couple of you at least, just to let us know what results you've had and how X39 has helped you. So don't be shy. I want a couple of volunteers. Or I'll pick on you otherwise. Go on, Camilla.
And then I've been on the patches now 6 months, unbelievably. It's gone very fast. I thought in the first month I was going to grow an extra head or extra fingers or turn green. So I didn't promote it to anybody because I wanted to test it on myself because I'm the main guinea pig. Anyway, I didn't grow an extra head, believe it or not. And I feel absolutely fabulous. I wrote down 4 things I'd like to change about myself when I started. And not those haven't happened yet, but other things have. So some of you know that I had cancer 22 years ago. I had all the lymph nodes removed under my arm, and I was totally numb from the elbow to the underarm. And I was told if it doesn't come back, the feeling within 2 years, it never will. However, I didn't realize, but coincidentally, I've got a lot of feeling back under my arm. Bizarre after 22 years.
Wow.
Also, so much more focus and energy. I want to get up and start the day, whereas for the last year or so, I've been a bit. So that's really helped. I'm still hoping, and my eczema around my forehead has got a lot better. It's not fully there yet, but we are getting there. So that's 3 things. Only one of those are on my list of 4. So I've still got work to go. So still on the patches and loving it. So there you go.
Oh, fantastic. That's brilliant, Camilla. And you know what? Even after 6 months, you're still going to be experiencing more and more. I mean, I still do after 2 years. So yeah, it's just a great journey. So thank you ever so much for sharing your testimonial. Okay, who's next? Who would like to share?
I'll share if no one else will.
Great. Thank you, Philippa.
Hi. Yeah, I struggled with fibromyalgia for a long time. Chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic depression. I've had fibromyalgia for over 30 years at least. But I was only diagnosed probably about 18 years ago. Anyhow, I know Laura from another network marketing, and she happened to contact me on a particularly ropey day. I felt really bad. She said, "How are you?" I said, "Not very good." I told her what he was, and she said, "I think I might have something for you." So I just jumped straight in because I cannot take medication. The horrible tablets that the doctors want to give you, they just turn me into a zombie. Amitriptyline, no, thank you very much. Pregabalin, yes, absolutely felt awful on it. So anyhow, long story short, Val lent me to Aeon and X39 because I said, yes, I will join as a brand partner. And well, I haven't looked back at all. I was walking with a stick. I couldn't walk very far. And a couple of months after using X39, I was finding that I didn't need a stick all the time. I still used it every now and then. But now, about 13 months, probably coming up to 14 months, I don't need the stick at all and I can walk fine. So yeah, I'm really happy. And I've lost my tendonitis in my elbow. I can now crochet away to my heart's content. Because before I couldn't, I'd have to stop after about an hour. And I'm starting to do my Tai Chi again, which I'm really pleased that I can do. Yeah. I'm still a little bit wobbly with the balance, but that'll come back. I mean, that's quite a common thing with fibromyalgia. You lose your balance. But yeah, getting there. So that's my testimonial.
Well done. Oh, that's brilliant. And you've got a really big smile on your face as well, Philippa.
Yeah.
Says it
Yeah,
all. Oh,
yeah,
well done. Really pleased for you. Thank you for sharing.
that's okay.
Would anyone else like to share before I hand over to Val?
Yeah, I will if I can.
Off you go, Mark. Thank you.
Go on, Mark.
Okay, so just over a year ago, Laura, I spoke to Laura and she was telling me about these little magic circles. Now, at that point, I was lying on the bed, I was sleeping 2, 3 hours a day during the day, massively overwhelmed with anxiety and depression, had really bad lower back pain, put on so much weight. Yeah, I wasn't in a great place. Anyway, she told me about the patches. I said I'll try anything, and then she said you can get a 30-day money back guarantee. So I tried them. I felt incredible straight away. I was a one patch wonder. I had more energy. I'm driving around taxiing and doing double the hours, flying, absolutely flying off them. My lower back now is a lot better. My skin's sort of cleared up, redness in the face. There's just so many improvements. But the big thing is my mental health has really improved. The Eon and the X39 have been an absolute godsend for me. Just feeling better, feeling younger. My mental focus, concentration's a lot better than I was. And this week, I got over a phobia. I actually picked up a telephone and made a phone call, and I haven't done that in years.
I saw you.
I don't, anxiety and stuff. I don't like phoning folks, but I'm getting there. Still
Oh,
a work in progress. But the patches are absolutely amazing. Give them a whirl, folks.
oh, you're amazing too, Mark.
Thank you.
Well
Absolutely
done.
brilliant.
Well done.
Oh, love that. I love hearing your story. Thank you ever so much. And you can see the change in your face massively. Oh, well done. Thank you ever so much. Thank you guys for those brilliant testimonials. I'm going to hand over to the lovely Val now. Who do you want to give your testimonial?
Yeah, I'll do a very quick testimonial on me, but oh my goodness, what great testimonials, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I've been patching now for about 14 months. It'll be 15 months in another week, I guess. 6th of June last year. I remember the day well because I'm a dog walker and boarder that couldn't walk. Not great for the career. I live in a 3-bed semi, so wasn't coping with the stairs too well either, to be honest. I was going up and down on all fours, and was thinking that, really I should have to be changing my job and maybe moving to a bungalow. I was living on painkillers every 4 hours, often waking up in the night to take more. So to be honest, I was taking a lot more than I should do. Every 6 months, I was getting one of those wonderful little steroid injections into my hip with the great big horse needle that goes all the way into the joint because I had bursitis in both hips and had also torn the greater trochanter tendon over my right hip, probably due to having the bursitis swelling. And my consultant telling me that it wasn't something that they could operate on and I should get used to it, sweetie, because it's degenerative and that would be my life now. So that wasn't really what I wanted to hear. And being a difficult, stroppy sort of person as I am, I wanted something else. I wasn't going to accept that. So I was looking for an alternative. And I happened to see my friend Inez posting on Facebook about these little patches she was using on herself and her husband. And for me, what got me interested was she was also using them on her rescue dogs. And being a dog person, my little ears pricked up, and I figured, well, if she's using them on the dogs, there's no placebo effect. So, I think I'll give it a go. She said there was a 30-day money back guarantee, same as Mark's, had heard. And I thought, well, if they're no good, they're going straight back, and I'll tell Inez what I think. So I got these patches, and I put one on, hoping I was going to be a one-patch wonder, but nothing happened. But I had been watching all the info, and I knew that, it was pretty unlikely I would be a one-patch wonder. Most people have to be patient. Not my strong point, if I'm honest. But nonetheless, I stopped taking my painkillers. I had some faith. And the minute I put a patch on, there were no more painkillers. My pain didn't go up any further. And that was the best I got for the first 2 weeks. But by the end of the first 2 weeks, my pain levels, which were a 7 or 8 out of 10, with the occasional 9, had dropped to like a 5 or 6. And I thought, well, that's good. That's good. Another 2 weeks, it had come down to a 4 or 5. And if that's as much as I've got, I would have taken it because it was a great improvement in my life. But things carried on improving. And by the time I got to 2 months, there was no pain. There was no pain, there was no painkillers, and there was no nasty steroid injections either. And then things just got better and better. I got more energy. My hair has gone berserk. I haven't had it this long for well over 20 years. It's much thicker. It doesn't break and fall out now. I had a big band of grey, and I've actually, you can see, I've stopped bleaching my hair and colouring it to see how much of the grey there still is there, because there's an awful lot less. There's a lot less snow on the top of the mountain, I have to say. And you know, it's great. So I'm quite curious to see what other things are going on. About a month ago, I tripped over a tree root when I was walking, because I walk a lot more now, and I did another number on my hip. But I carried on patching, and lo and behold, a month later, the pain has gone again. And I had actually contacted the hospital to speak to my consultant to see if my referral was still open, and they closed it January and didn't tell me. And they said, well, no, we haven't seen you for so long. If you want another referral, you'll have to go back to your doctor. And I was on the point of going back to the doctor because I'd really done a number on the hip. And then it just stopped hurting again. So that was quite nice. So yeah, there's lots of other things. My menopause symptoms. We've got men on the call, so I won't say too much about that. But they normally go, I don't want to know. But yeah, the combustibility, all the other menopause problems have just gone. It's fantastic. I was taking all kinds of supplements because I wouldn't go down the HRT route, and I don't have to do any of the supplements anymore. The HRT never needed it, never wanted it, but all the supplements I was doing to try and combat the menopause, I don't need them anymore. And the skin's not too bad either.
No, you look
I'm pretty
great.
happy. I'm pretty happy with that. And, you know, no one's going to take these patches away from me, because I'm aging backwards. And I have had so many people just this month that I haven't seen for quite some time tell me they didn't recognize me until I started speaking. Must be that lovely Essex twang, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they couldn't believe that I'm 61 and, you know, I'm aging backwards. So yeah, liking a bit of that.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you.
Fantastic,
done
Val.
well.
Oh, yeah, I
Amazing.
love it.
You
This
look
aging
great.
backwards is all right. This
You
really
look
is.
great.
So I'm now going to talk a little bit about the business, if Jules would be kind enough to get the
Yep.
slides back up for us, and I'll tell you just a little bit more about the company and what is going on with this business and why we all got so excited. So what is most important in your life? Is it time? Is it, you know, do you want to spend more time with your family? Is it time freedom to do the things you want to do in life? Maybe you've got a bucket list you want to do. Maybe there's just extra hobbies, gardening, who knows? Financial security. Do you want to travel more? Do you want to have better health, more time on the planet, and less debt? Less debt means more time to do all the things above. To be honest, most of these things revolve around time. And if you have more time to do all the things you want to do in life, that makes your life an awful lot better. And is there a place for Lifewave in helping you to get that? Well, many of us think so. So Lifewave is the company. It's a 20-year-old company coming up for its 21st birthday very, very shortly. So we've been around a while. But not many people had heard of the company. It was ticking along quite nicely at a turnover of 20 million back in 2021. And then it jumped literally 300 million in a year in 2022, 430 million in 2023. It was 600 million last year in 24. And we're on target for 600 million, on target for 1 billion this year. And this was due to one, the X39 patch becoming available, and two, some really good people got involved with the training and helping the company to grow and promote this product in a more powerful way. Now, it's open in over 75 countries. In fact, it's nearly 80 now. I think it is 80 now. And it's not a Me Too product like most companies. What does that mean? So if you go into any supermarket, you'll see probably at least 4 different types of weight loss shakes. There's many types of skincare, supplements, fragrances, and there are also many other companies that sell those things. So if you go to someone and say, oh, I've got a shake, they might say, well, I've got an even better one. That's fantastic, okay? And it's nice to have all those things around, but nobody else has a little patch that wakes up your stem cells. And that's because we have the patent. And by that, I mean the royal we, I mean David Schmidt and Lifewave hold the patent, because David Schmidt has invented it. And no one else can touch this patch for another 15 years. So we have the only patch that wakes up your stem cells in the world. And whilst people are trying to copy it, it's fully patented and they just can't. Now, because of all this, Lifewave is now ranked the #1 momentum company as per businessforhome.org and has been for the last 2 years. So we got that accolade once again, which was really exciting. And the company has seen a 3,000% growth rate from 2018 to 2024. Now, that's absolutely phenomenal. This is the place to be. This is a company that's really, really on the move. And yet we haven't even scratched the surface yet. So you're interested. What about now? How do you get your hands on these patches? What are my buying options? You're saying, what does this stuff actually cost? Well, as a customer, you can buy at the full retail price of $149.95. We are in dollars. We're not Europe, unfortunately. Europe are in euros. We're in dollars, as we are as the same as America. We're not even big enough in the UK yet to qualify for our own currency rate. So it's quite good for us at the moment because the dollar-pound exchange rate is actually pretty decent in our favour. But nonetheless, we would prefer that you didn't buy the full customer price. If you actually want to come onto the website and be a preferred customer, you can get that price down by a third, down to $99.95, just by adding on a monthly auto ship. And that means that you get your patches every month, so you don't run out, and you can keep on feeling those wonderful benefits a lot cheaper. But also that auto ship is totally in your control. You can move it, you can pause it, you can do what you like with it, but just by taking that commitment to have your patches every month, the company says you can have a 30% or 33% discount. So get your patches down to $99.95, which is actually the wholesale price. But it doesn't stop there. You can also have the option to be a preferred customer plus, and that is the same price, $99.95 for your patches, and plus a one-off annual fee of $25. And then the company will send you 10 patches every month on top of your X39. They will give you 10 of the ancillary patches each month. They change around each month, but you get to try all the other patches for just a one-off fee of $25. So you get about $300 worth of patches throughout the year for a $25 fee, which is quite nice. Incidentally, on the preferred customer, the one without the $25, you do get some free samples on month 4, month 7 and month 10. Again, just little 10 patches to say thank you. But there is also another option, and you heard a couple of people during the testimonials section saying they became brand partners, and that's what myself and Jules are. We decided that we immediately wanted to come in and look at this as a business, because if this was as good as everyone said, we would want to share this with a lot of people. So as a brand partner, you get to buy at wholesale, and of course you get your own website and your own business opportunity. So if we want to be as a brand partner, there's some options here. The first is the core pack. Now on the core pack, you get 3 sleeves of X39. A sleeve is a 30-day supply. So there's 30 patches in your sleeve, and that will last you for a month. So for 3 months, you pay $295 plus taxes and shipping according to whatever is in your country. So that's a really good deal to get you started. Or there's the advanced pack, and this is double the amount, so 6 sleeves of X39, but it's not double the cost. It's $535. So you'll see the bigger pack you buy, the unit price of X39 sleeves goes down slightly. And then we have the next one, which is the premium pack. Now, this is for large families or serious entrepreneurs, people who maybe are physiotherapists, nail technicians, maybe beauticians, or just people who are serious entrepreneurs and want to kick on massively with the business. They see the opportunity and they think, well, actually, I would really like to do this. Now, I'm just going to very quickly say, you may have looked at maybe things like starting your own business one day or even getting a franchise. Now, I want you to imagine that you fancied yourself as a great barista and wanted to make great coffee for all your friends. And you said to all your friends, now I'm going to make this great coffee, and I found a recipe that's going to make you feel really, really good. You're going to drink this coffee every day for 90 days. And by the end of that 90 days, if you don't agree this is the best coffee ever and you don't feel absolutely amazing, I'm going to give you all your money back. Now, can you imagine a situation like that where you came into a business and you gave people that kind of a money back guarantee and you had a product that they were absolutely going to love and you knew it was going to help them improve their health? Now, what kind of a deal is that? It's the most amazing thing ever. Okay, it really is. And this is as good as this deal is. So a lot of people realize this is an amazing opportunity, not just to help people with their health, but to help people with their wealth. So how do we earn with Lifewave? Well, as you saw there, the first thing is the retail profit. So people can go into your website, because we all get a website as brand partners. We all get exactly the same website. And they can go and buy from your website at the full up price of $149.95, in which case you get $50, the difference between that and the wholesale price from the company. If they sign up to be a preferred customer or preferred customer plus, the company still pays you $20, despite the fact they're buying at pretty much the same price as you. So that's a nice little profit. You can also, of course, buy the patches and sell them at a point of sale, in a physical point of sale to people as well, if you wish to. But there is no need to actually handle the product at all, because the company does all the shipping for you. Then there's an introduction bonus. When you introduce new members, okay, that when they buy their products, according to which pack they buy, you get a little bonus on that. And then, of course, we then help those people as they come into the business. We hold their hand, we mentor them, and we help them grow in the business. And by doing that, we then qualify for what's called cycle bonuses. So as you earn from your whole organization as they grow, find customers and find more members. And then there's something called a matching bonus, which helping your team succeed. When you make manager and your team makes manager, there's something called a matching bonus, and that's lots of fun. And then we have other things called member incentives, things like trips, cash rewards, prizes, all kinds of special things going on. At the moment, there is a qualification going on for a 5-star all-inclusive cruise to the Bahamas in February. We're all very, very excited about qualifying for that one, I can tell you. So the compensation plan, how we actually get paid, and it is as easy as knowing 4 people to go manager. So just imagine you're selling, for example, this coffee that's going to make people's lives change. You would have lots of people say, yeah, I'll come and give that a go. Okay. And literally you put 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right. We show you how to build, and then ask those people if they would like to get involved in the business, or maybe they just want some free patches, enough money to maybe just pay for their patches so they get them free. Some of those people want to really fly in the business, but you have 2 left and 2 right, and you go manager. It's as simple as that. Now, you'll see there in the middle, team commission. You can actually earn up to $25,000 a week from the binary commissions. Now, that does take some work. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You don't come in here and 5 minutes later you're earning $25,000. You have to burn some shoe leather, okay? But if you work hard, this company pays you well. And it is simple as that. If you had an apprenticeship where you were told after 2 to 3 years of working really, really hard and doing everything you were shown to do, you could earn that kind of money, you would be on it. And this is what we do. Matching bonus. Now, when you go manager and people below you go manager, then the matching bonuses come into play, and these are not capped. So these are on top of the cycle bonuses that you just saw. So let's say Laura's in my first line and she earns $1,000 in a week. I would get a 25% matching bonus on Laura. So that would be $250. Now, I don't take that away from Laura. The company gives me that as an extra, as a matching bonus. Okay. And then if Laura brings in Mark and Mark does $1,000 in a week, I would get $200, which is 20% of Mark, okay? Provided I'm actually doing my qualifications and matching and qualifying to get that. And then Mark brings in Anne, and Anne does really, really well. She again is earning, $1,000 a week, and I would get a further 20% on Anne. Okay. Now these matching bonuses, things will change a little bit later in the year, and they're actually giving us a further 5 different ways to get paid. Now, there's a company that's really looking after its team, and we will be getting lots more fun ways to earn money on top of what we have now. So this is a really, really progressive, exciting company to be with. Now, Jules mentioned This Is It info earlier. This Is It lifewaveinfo.com. Fantastic website with all the patents. There are videos, there are testimonials, there are interviews with David Schmidt, you name it. As she said, you can spend a week in there and you still won't have seen all of it, but it is fantastic. But there is also thisisitteam.com. Now do take a screenshot, write those down, old-fashioned photo, whatever you want to do. But those two websites are accessible for all. And thisisitteam.com is our learning portal. It's been set up free. And I have to say, I've been with a different company before I came into this, and we had to pay for all our learning. This is set up for us for free. And there are videos on every single aspect of the business to help us, as if we don't get enough help within the team as well. So the mentoring here is absolutely out of this world. And this is one of the reasons why the company has grown so exponentially, because of the amount of help and information and mentoring that everyone gets when they come in. If you want to succeed, you absolutely can. And in the words of David Schmidt, you have an incredible opportunity before you today, the opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. And if you had something that can heal people, why wouldn't you share it? You absolutely would. So now it's time to make your move. Are you serious about your dream? Do you have a dream? Do you know what you want in life? Do you want more than you have? Do you just want better health, a little bit of time freedom? Do you maybe just want to have some patches and see how they are? Do you maybe want to get free patches? There is hope for your future. Get started with the X39. Get a patch on and see how you feel. And all we ask is you come back and tell us about all the wonderful things that are happening for you. And you know, we just want you to feel as good as we do and get as excited as we do, and let us know what's happening, you know, to you. So go back to the person who shared this opportunity with you and say, I want to be a customer, I want to be a brand partner, whatever it is, get a patch on and join us again really soon. Thank you so much for listening. We will be having a little question and answer session now, but Jules is going to stop sharing the slides right now and stop the recording, and we are going to have a little chat amongst ourselves. Thank you so much for doing that, Jules.
Thank you. That was brilliant, Val.